Welcome back to the Gridiron Grind with Andrew and Lance. Today we're gonna kind of look over week two, a little overview of it. Look how we did with our picks. It was pretty close this week, but first, let's touch on our fantasy teams. Kind of get that out of the way because we're in two leagues together, two redraft leagues, I should say, and it's kind of been the opposite for us. Each league, we're 0-2 or 2-0 for both
hmm
of us. And
hmm
it's kind of crazy. And looking at our teams, both of our 0-2 teams, they're not bad teams. It's just that's fantasy for you. That's fantasy for you. Um, I'll touch on my like really ugly stuff first here. Um, yeah, I so this is a 16 team league. I had the 15th pick, so I didn't get a chance to get some of the big studs, but I felt like I did good with having back to back with Nico Collins and Drake London, two wide receiver ones in the league. Great chemistry with their guys. With Drake London, Michael Penix targeted him a ton toward the end of that last season whenever Penix was the starter. So I thought, okay, this is going to continue. But man, they have not looked all that great so far. Last week, Nico Collins finally got in the end zone, but with that, he only got me 14 fantasy points, which it's okay. But week one, he only got me five. So in 2 weeks, he's just under 20 total points. That's not great. And then Drake London, like we said in our last episode, the Falcons side will run the ball 39 times. So London only got like five targets. He had 5.9 points. He also fumbled, which give credit to the Vikings defender. That was a great punch out. I did not feel bad about that fumble because that was just phenomenal. But he only got me 5.9. So my number one and my number two pick total 20 points. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it in this league. Um, and then not to mention that one of the guys, well, two of the guys I've been really big stands on in the preseason haven't shown up yet. Trevion Henderson, game one, he got out-touched a little bit by Ramondre Stevenson, which is fine. It's game one. Rookie needs to learn a little bit. I totally got it. Week two is concerning because not only did Ramondre Stevenson mainly get all the touches, okay, sure, but Antonio Gibson also out-touched Trevion Henderson. I'm like, why is that? I get Stevenson, but Antonio Gibbs is not better than Trevin Henderson. That's what are we doing here? And they had a kickoff return touchdown, which I thought awesome. Henderson's out there for that, but Gibson caught that kick and ran it back for a touchdown. So Trayvon Henderson only got me 6 points last week. So that's a little concerning. And the other guy I've been a stand on, he's already on my bench now, so it didn't affect me. But Evan Ingram, I thought, hey, what's a young quarterback's best friend, and especially in a Sean Payton offense? Big tight end, athletic tight end over the middle. Week one, Evan Ingram got four targets. I thought, okay, I was a little concerned, but hopefully that's just a week one thing. This week he caught like one pass all game. He only had 2.7 points. So he's on my bench. So that didn't affect my team, but I spent like a fifth round draft pick on him when I
Yeah.
could have got a better running back. So it's a little concerning. And then not to mention, JJ McCarthy had four fantasy points for me with his two pick and fumble game.
hmm
Um, that doesn't help. But he's hurt. He's now on my IR spot. I already picked up two different quarterbacks, so we'll see what they do. But starting out 0-2 is not great, but it's still early. I still have faith in some of my guys. Just didn't start out great. So now I got to work the waiver wire, got to work the trades, got to do some work because the draft didn't turn out the best, but the draft isn't the end all be all. A lot to go in fantasy season, and hopefully I can get this ship turned around. How are you doing?
Mixed bag. One thing I was going to ask Andrew is, did you sign Mike White or Sean Clifford to be your new quarterbacks, like the Cincinnati Bengals?
Neither one. Neither one. So what I did was
Uh-huh.
late last night, I was working with our friend Steven, the actual ex-champion of this league. We went back and forth, talking back and forth. I made a trade for Jared Goff. So I'm okay with that. I'm not in love with Jared Goff as your fantasy starter, but he's fine
hmm
because he's kind of steady Eddie. Last week he had a crazy game. I don't expect that again. But he's steady Eddie getting you like 17-ish, 19-ish points. That's fine. It's better than a lot of other option I had. And then I had to go pick up Carson Wentz because if he starts going off, I want him on my team. I'm not going to start him, but if he starts playing really well, I don't want anyone else to get that love. So he's on my team now too.
It's better than Mike White. What Mike White, so
Hmm.
that's respectable. To my team, Andrew, run through it real quick. Um, our paid league, things have gone pretty well. I've gone with the defensive streaming option where I just look for the defense of the week.
Hmm.
Worked out well. I had the Commanders week one, Rams week two. The Rams defense for me had 16 points. That's fantastic.
Yep.
McManus had
Cardinals defense for me had 16 as well, but I've been
yeah.
trying to do that strategy, but every time I try to get one, someone snags them before I can. So I've had the Cardinals
Mm,
defense for the first 2 weeks, and now they play the 49ers. So I'm not super thrilled about that.
but they do have the matchup against. I think that the Mac Jones hype is fake. So I don't know. I
Could
wouldn't.
be. I'm not like red alert concern mode, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted to get the Falcons defense because they're
Oh
showing some things and they play the Panthers this week.
yeah,
So I put in a claim for them, but I had to get my quarterback first. So after I got my quarterback, then I went to the bottom of the list and I didn't get the defense. So happens.
happens. The part I'm concerned about is Ashton Genty, man, 7 points.
That's something. Yeah, he hasn't
Uh,
looked the part just yet. Again, it's only 2 weeks. He's young, but
yeah,
yeah, hasn't
hasn't
been the
looked right.
best.
No, it has not looked good. And Travis Hunter, I'm only starting because Jordan Addison is out right now. I keep same thing for you, man, with the suspension. I keep
Hmm.
waiting. But Wandell Robinson on my bench had 28 points. Just I thought about starting him. He had 13 points in week one for me. I thought,
Hmm.
maybe I should switch out Travis Hunter. But I thought that with the kick return specialty for Travis Hunter that he might get points. But I don't know what the Jaguars are doing for Hunter, but it feels like to me, if you're gonna pick him number two in the draft, he better be scoring more than 7 to 10 or 10 to 5 fantasy points. So this is me
Hmm.
saying to the Jacksonville Jaguars, either repent and say you made a dumb trade or actually start using your guy. That's coming from the
Hmm.
guy in Idaho who doesn't know very much. But uh, Jackson Smith and Jigba, I actually drafted him
He's
in
been
like the
great.
seventh round, and he's been amazing. Could not believe
Hmm.
he was still available. So Chuba Hubbard's doing good. Caleb Williams is kind of like steady Eddie. That's exactly how I would describe
Yeah.
him. Does just enough to justify it. Switching to my other team, Josh Allen had a bad day, I'd say, for the most part. I mean, 13 points is not a good outing for a quarterback.
For
Uh,
Allen, especially. Yeah.
but man, um it's my wide receiver group that's killing me. Sutton had
Hmm.
1.6, Harrison
Mm.
4.7, AJ Brown 7.7. You can't win with that,
Mm.
man.
Mm-mm.
You cannot win with that. It's just such a bad outing for my receivers. And so I
I
am,
didn't have that problem with my receivers in that league. I got 37.7 and 39.2 from my receivers in that league. Malik Neighbors and Amon St. Brown. And I still won, even with McCarthy getting me 4 points. I barely
it's
won, but I won.
crazy. Yeah, it's just it's tough sledding, but you know what you have
Hmm.
to do? You have to keep looking at free agency options. Got to get creative too.
Yep.
Can't got to
Yep.
like here's someone I looked at for fantasy in a lot of my leagues. Hunter Renfro, I think is a pretty
He started to show a little something something for the
I,
Panthers.
I think he's got something. Another
Hmm.
one I picked up in some of my leagues and I still on my team is Trey Turner or Trey Tucker for the Vegas
The
or Las
Raiders.
Vegas.
Hmm.
Definitely watch him.
He's
That's a name
quick.
that
He's quick. Yep.
I also picked up Noah Fant in that league, and I'm very happy with him as a secure. Like, if
Hmm.
I have a week again where Bowers is out and Goddard's out, I can feel comfortable about putting Fant in there and still getting 8 points.
Hmm.
He's been a decent tight end for the Bengals. So yeah,
And speaking of decent tight ends, there's a rookie out there that I picked up in a lot of leagues, Harold Fannin Jr. for the Browns.
yeah,
I know it's not nice to know that you have a Brown on your team, but back-to-back weeks he's had over 5 targets. Week 1 he had 9, week 2 he had 5. He's catching most of those passes. He even had a carry in week 1. He's being used a little bit. He's being used a little bit. So I'm probably going to start him over Evan Ingram in our other league.
it's kind of interesting, man. When it comes to selecting, you have to think about all the factors because, like, Jackson Smith and Jigba, part of the reason why I was so high on him when I drafted him was because He is the only really good Seattle Seahawks receiving option.
Yep.
So that should like triple his value. Um, you just got to get creative about it. I selected Devontae Smith only because he was available and I liked him out of the best of the group. I wasn't in love with the fact that he competes so much for targets.
Hmm.
So it's tough, man.
And I have to admit, during that draft, I saw your name on the board. I saw him there. I was like, all right, I know who's going here. And right when I saw you draft, I was like, not surprised.
But hey,
You
he's
got
the
to get your
only.
players. You got to get your guys.
I've only drafted like two Eagles in that draft. I've done better at mixing around the love and not getting.
Hmm.
Also, it does better
Hmm.
to insulate your value as a team to not have too many players on one team. It
Yeah,
helps
for
to
sure.
it helps to insulate you from bad performances.
Hmm.
Um,
And the bye week.
yes, this is also true. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, just got to
there's
keep.
one guy I've been trying to get. I try to get in all my leagues, and if I got him in our paid league, I'd be feeling so much better right now. But he got drafted like a round before I thought he would, and a round before I was willing to pay, and that's Jordan Mason. And now he's going to be the main guy for Minnesota, and he looks good. He looks the part. I could really use that right now in that league, but I didn't want to pay the price when he went. But looking at it now, probably would have been better if I drafted him over Evan Ingram.
Oh man, it's still young. It,
Hmm.
yeah, there's still a lot of time to figure it out. I would have give up on Evan quite yet if you could keep the spot. I think that he could turn the
Yeah.
corner, but
Yeah, I'm not
I
dropping
get
him,
it.
but he's definitely, if someone wants to send me something as a decent trade offer, I might accept it because I need some help. If I was 2 and 0, different story. Sit on it, let him ride, see if he gets better. But I'm 0 and 2, so there needs to be some change. It needs to start trickling down. I need to get some wins quick because if I get 0 and 3 or like 1 and
Hmm.
4, I'm probably not making the playoffs. So things got to change quickly now. Shall we move real quickly? We have a few more minutes to our picks because
Yep. Yep.
week one, you beat me decently. Week two, it was neck and neck, man. You had 106 points, I had 102. And the flip was that Texans Bucks game. Texans march down the field, take the lead. I'm thinking, hey, I might actually win this one because the Texans looked awful in that second half. So did the Bucks, honestly. But then they missed that 2 point conversion, and I think,
Uh-huh.
oh no, I think this is going to be a loss. And sure enough, Bucks get the ball, and there's 4th and 10. I'm thinking, oh, hey, maybe they've got pressure all day. Maybe they're going to get the ball back in the game. I'm going to get actually this win here because this was like I think you put like confidence of like 10. I think I had like a 4. So that's a 14-point swing right there. I was like, hey, I might get this win here. But sure enough, Baker Mayfield scrambles out, gains like 15 yards. And when they did that, I thought, this game's over. Buccaneers are going to win this game. And sure enough, they went down and won. I still only got beat by 4 by you this week. So it's still close. But that was the game changer. I picked the Bengals over the Jaguars. I got that one right, barely. That was one of our differences. Of
Hmm.
course, the Commanders, Packers. I can't pick the Packers. I just can't do it. But again, like I told you, I pick a confidence level of 1. So it was basically me saying, I know the Packers are going to win, but I can't pick them.
It's just
And
not how it
you'll
works,
see,
buddy.
I'm
It's
probably
just
going to
not
do
how it
something very
works.
similar next week. Well, hey, it kind of is in a way because I have a bad win-loss record, but my points aren't that off. I'm 19 and 13. You're 23 and 9, but I'm only down by 17 points.
Hey, listen, the only game I lost with really significant points was your team. So your team was the one letting me down here.
Hey, I same here. I picked him as a 12.
Yeah, man, I picked him as a 13 and they lay that egg. So
Mm-hmm.
frustrating. So,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yeah, but hey, you go ahead.
uh, I was just gonna say the Seahawks Steelers game, man. That totally caught me off guard.
Same. So the
Wow.
difference was though, that was a competitive game. The Steelers had a shot. If not for that, I like Caleb Johnson as a player. He's just
Hmm.
not ready for the league yet, and it showed on that kickoff return. He just lets that ball land in the end zone and just watches it. Oh, hey. And what Seahawks do? They go land on it, touchdown.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, if Caleb Johnson goes and just takes a touchback, the Steelers get the ball, and they're not losing that much. It could totally change game. Totally could have changed the game there
Hmm.
because it was a back and forth game. They looked fairly even outside that play. And I think the game was like what 31-19 total. So like a 12-point game.
Hmm.
That's 7 points. That's a huge swing. But yeah, that was a big change of mine too. I looked at my scores, my like 12, my 13 through 16 I got right, and I got like 11, 10, and 9. So most of my high points I got right, other than the Vikings. Um, but then most of my like 1 through 5 I got wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, man. That's what happens, and that's not bad at all.
Hmm.
So yeah, that Steelers game still shocks me. Also, Aaron Rodgers watch. Where you at, buddy? Because I mean, a
Hmm.
30.7 and a 58. I mean, those are not good numbers
Hmm.
at all. So, um, yeah, I feel like we saw a little bit of the real Rodgers and not the faux Rodgers that we saw in week
Yep.
one, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
it's strange. Week two strange. Like, who are the Lions? Are they the ones that
Yeah.
look bad against the Packers, or are they the
Hmm.
ones that look really good against the Bears? Does this show the Packers are that good, or does this show the Bears are that bad? Is it somewhere in the middle of all that? So we don't really know just yet. We'll know probably by week five who is real and who is not. Right now, we're getting kind of an idea. We're thinking, is that real? But it's hard to truly know just yet.
Well, I mean, and the Saints, man, so close to winning that game.
I know, I know. They almost had it again.
Just just on the cusp. And the Jaguars. I mean, I can't believe they didn't pull that out after the Joe Burrow injury. I
I
mean,
know. When I saw the injury, I thought, okay, well, that's going to be a loss. Oh well, you can't predict Joe Burrow getting hurt, but
yeah,
Jake Brown. So Jake Browning, he's a YOLO passer.
yeah,
He's going to throw balls up in the air and get picked, or it's going to be a touchdown. And when you have guys like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that's not horrible to have because a lot of
uh-huh,
times Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are going to come down with those YOLO balls.
yeah.
So he keeps them in games. He keeps them competitive, but it usually makes that one decision that loses the game. And he almost did. Instead, Trey Hendrickson decided to end the game with that sack of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But props to the Bengals. Big win, puts them in a good position.
Hmm. They're
So
2-0 for the first time in a long time.
yeah, except now you've got 3 months to figure out how to win without your star quarterback. Good luck.
Hmm. And there's a big difference between so the next game, Bengals at Vikings, both without their starting quarterback. That hurts. There's a big difference between Joe Burrow, Jake Browning, and then JJ McCarthy and Carson Wentz. Big difference, at least right now in their careers. Huge advantage swing to the Vikings because McCarthy looked probably worse than Wentz is going to look. Probably. And Joe Burrow's Joe Burrow, top three
Yeah,
quarterback in the league. You can't replace that. So
it's true.
backup quarterback advantage goes to the Vikings because our starting quarterback looked bad.
Your backup quarterback could look bad too. I'm just reminding
He
you,
he
Andrew.
could he
He
could,
could.
but it's not going to be a change. We're used to it, and we
It's
already
true.
won a game with that.
Uh-huh. Well,
We
I
could
mean,
do that again.
third quarter, fourth quarter, McCarthy did not look bad in week one.
Yeah, and that's partly because KOC decided to run the ball with Jordan Mason.
Well, I mean, part of the problem is just helping your young quarterback know when to put the shovel down. Just
Hmm.
put the shovel down, McCarthy. You don't need to continue to dig your hole deeper. So that's a hard thing to figure out. So,
Yep. And
um,
especially when your play call is for a call to go deep, a deep out that takes 4 seconds to develop.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, man. But oh, and the Broncos Colts game. I just had to mention that one too.
Yeah, the Broncos should have won that game 2 times. First, Will Lutz, that clunker of that field goal, which, man, that hurts because it was like an inch away from being good. And then that phantom penalty they called on the Colts, on the Broncos, I mean, on that first missed field goal, 15-yard penalty. And you look at it, you're thinking, that's not a penalty. Come on. That was one of those ticky tack things. And it goes from a 64-yard field goal to a 49-yard field goal. And of course, Colts make that one easy. So
Hmm.
the Broncos should have won the game twice.
I'm just trying to figure out is the Daniel Jones hype real? I don't know. I seriously don't know. But back
He
to
looked good
back
against a
impressive
good
weeks.
defense.
It's
The
weird,
first
man.
week against the bad defense, we'll see. Week two, a good Broncos defense? I don't know. It's interesting.
Is
It's got
Daniel
my eyes
Jones,
open.
is he the is he just going to be good in contract years? So do you just sign him to
Maybe.
endless 1 year deals so that
Hmm.
that way you can ensure that he's always got something to play for? I don't know. I
Hmm.
just can't help but wonder that.
Yep. It's an interesting thing. Well, football is back and it's fun. We'll make our official game picks tomorrow. See if I can catch up. I'm right there. I'm right there. I like to go bold. I like to go bold, and it shows
Mhm.
with my 19 and 13 record, but my points aren't that far off.
I don't know if the Commanders Packers pick was bold. I don't know if that's how I would describe that. It's a choice.
Well, that one wasn't bold, but there are some games like whenever
Yes.
I
The,
picked
the Saints pick was a
the
bold pick for both of us.
and then week one when I picked the Texans over the Rams, that was bold and it was that close. So I like to go bold a little bit. Again, Commanders Packers, I knew the Packers were going to win deep down in my mind, but my heart couldn't pick them. Just couldn't pick them. So I gave it a one. So if I get it wrong, which I knew I probably would, I only lose 1 point.
It's just hilarious that you literally gave away points, Andrew. Just like, yeah, no, I can't do it. I hate this team too much.
Pretty much. Now, if the Packers were playing like the Saints, yeah, I'm not
Hmm.
picking the Saints. But they're playing a good team. Hey, you never know.
Yeah. Well, it's fun, man. I can't wait to get to our week three picks.
Hmm.
That's coming up tomorrow. Can't wait. And I've
Absolutely.
loved the confidence skill that we've been doing. That just makes it way
Hmm.
more interesting. So
Hmm. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for joining us in this episode of the Gridiron Grind with Andrew and Lance. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time.
see everybody.